Hey guys, welcome. Glad to see everybody. Wanted to tell you guys a quick story. When the kids were younger, they all got into jiu-jitsu and I did as well. I would kind of practice with them and help them learn the moves, and I quickly found that I enjoyed it as well. So I joined the gyms. All four of us went and we had a grand old time doing it. After a little while, I would start going on Saturdays to the open gym, and it was just a blast to roll with different people, different ages, just kind of learning the sport. And then now I was weightlifting at the time. I was also running a fair amount. I was very in shape, and with my length and reach, I was doing really well. I could beat most of the people that I was competing against. Now I remember one specific Saturday when I got there, and there was a big guy there. He was in the armed forces, and he was about my size, maybe an inch shorter, but a fair amount more muscle. I learned later that he had been practicing jiu-jitsu for years and years, much longer than I had. I lined up across him with my confidence, and I very quickly learned this was going to be a different type of role. When he put hands on me, I felt it. I knew, oh, dang, this is different. It was the big guy. The match quickly went from me trying to win to me trying to survive at least a respectable amount of time before I tapped out. The story of Rachel in the Old Testament is attached to this. When Rachel left her father's house, she stole the household gods. Now, they were called Teraphim, and archaeologists have made several connections with Teraphim and ancient life. They could be used for divination. They could be used specifically for knowledge and power. They could be used as an inheritance. They were attached to the property, the land values, and the value of what the family owned and controlled. They could also oftentimes be very, very expensive. They would have gold or silver inlaid in them. They would be shaped in various ways, and they could be very, very valuable. Now, we don't know exactly why Rachel took the household gods, but we do know that she took them. These were very valuable to her, and there was something about this new God and this new belief system with this new husband of hers that she was concerned about, and so she kept part of her old life. God talks to us about gods and idolatry in the Ten Commandments. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an idol in the form of anything. I personally don't know anyone who struggles with idolatry. I'm guessing you don't either. But when God says no gods before me, there's an implication that there are other gods in our life. Gods and idols can be different. So the gods of Rachel's time, we don't know what they were, but they attached to pride, to security, to wealth and possessions, to a backup plan. When the Canaanites of that time had their household gods, they would oftentimes have a shelf or a ledge in their home where they would put the gods, and they would arrange the gods in order of preeminence. There are gods in our life that are fighting for preeminence, and with fasting, usually when we're fasting something, it's attached somehow, some way to a god in our life. When we're fasting, we are taking that god off the shelf and we're putting it in the corner. Now, when you put a god in the corner that has been fighting for preeminence in your life, it's not going to stay in the corner. It's going to get up, it's going to put hands on you, and you're going to feel it. That's the big guy. It's a different type of situation. In our own strength, in our own ability, we can't beat the big guy. We can't beat the guy with more experience, more strength, and more power. But God enables us. But God. When we ask for God's help, and especially through fasting, this allows us to be more aware and more humble when we come to God. When we ask for God's help, we are assured the victory. We know that we're going to win against the big guy, even though he's bigger and faster and younger and stronger.